Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into a huge one you sent us. It's an absolute critical AFC West showdown this Sunday. You've got the 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs basically fighting for their playoff lives.
Yep.
And they're up against the surging 9-4 Los Angeles Chargers. Now, this game, it has all the makings of a classic, right? Top quarterbacks, huge divisional stakes, all that late season pressure.
So it should be a fantastic football game.
It should be. But when we took our deep dive into the material you gave us, something else just jumped off the page, a really surprising pattern. And it looks like the most dangerous opponent for the Chiefs this weekend. Well, it might not be Justin Herbert. It might not even be the Chargers defense.
It might be the men in strikes.
Exactly, the men in strikes.
Yeah, it's really an administrative crisis that's just disguised as a football game. Normally, we'd be talking X's and O's, personnel, injuries, but the central issue in all of your sources is just a bizarre statistical anomaly. It's all tied to this one officiating crew. We're talking about a situation where the refs could be the single biggest, most volatile variable that could derail a contender's entire season.
Okay, so let's get right into that, because the number you pointed out, it's staggering. We're looking at referee Shan Hotchley's crew, and they are tied for the league lead in throwing flags. They average a colossal 18.69 penalties per game.
I mean, think about that number for a second. Almost 19 penalties a game.
It's not even football at that point. That is nearly 20 times every single game that everything just grinds to a halt for some administrative reason. It's less like a pro game and more like a series of, stop-start drills.
And that sheer volume of whistles, it fundamentally changes how both of these teams have to approach the game. It just has to. When you introduce that many stoppages, what you're really doing is you're drastically increasing the number of subjective calls.
Okay, so things like holding or pass interference.
Exactly. Things that could be holding, that could be PI, or, and this is the critical one, could be an illegal block. And that means the outcome is no longer just decided by the players, it's decided by a 50-50 interpretation that can swing the momentum of the entire game.
It becomes a negotiation.
It really does. You're turning a game of pure execution into, a negotiation with the officials.
And for the Chiefs, this statistical reality, it's more than just an issue. It's looked like a curse this year. I mean, the numbers are clear. The Chiefs have a demonstrably awful record tied directly to penalties.
It's really bad.
They are a dismal 0-4. 0-4 in games where they've drawn 10 or more penalties against them.
10! That's the magic number.
That 10 flag mark is the threshold we have to focus on. Because for this team, it has literally been the line between winning and losing games.
And that's where we have to dig a little deeper, right? Because we see the correlation, but is it causation or is it just a symptom? I mean, if a team is playing sloppy reactionary football, of course they're going to draw more flags. So the question becomes, are these penalties just a sign of a poorly played game? Or are the penalties themselves actively killing drives and erasing points that directly lead to the loss?
That's a great point. And if we look at the specific games, those penalty nightmares that cost them, the pattern is undeniable. Week 1 against these same Chargers, 10 flags, 71 yards, a loss. Week 5, 13 flags for 109 yards, loss. Week 11 in Denver, 10 flags, 69 yards, another loss. And then the Thanksgiving game in Dallas, 10 more penalties for 119 yards.
Every single time.
Every time they hit that 10 flag line, it's a loss.
Yeah.
And when you watch the tape on those, the penalties are coming at the absolute worst moments, wiping out touchdowns, turning a 3rd and 2 into a 3rd and 12. So yeah, it really feels like the flags are the killer blow.
And this is the glimmer of hope, right? This is what keeps the game from feeling pre-decided. You highlighted their performance last week. It was under referee Allen, who runs what you'd call one of the league's penalty-shy crews.
Okay, wait, let's just clarify that for everyone listening. What exactly do you mean by a penalty-shy crew? And why is that comparison so important here?
So a penalty-shy crew is just one that statistically lets more things go. They prefer to keep the game flowing. They see a borderline infraction, and their philosophy is let them play.
Okay.
Referee Allen's crew is the perfect example. So under his watch last week, the Chiefs committed only 5 penalties. 5. For a measly 20 yards.
Which proves they can do it.
Exactly. It proves they can play clean, disciplined football when the officials keep the whistle in their pocket. And that sets up the central question for Sunday perfectly. Can the Chiefs adapt their entire style to meet the hyper-strict standard of the most, trigger-happy crew in the league? Or will they fall back into those old, undisciplined habits that have already cost them 4 games?
All right, so let's dive deeper into Hotchley's profile, because like you said, not all penalties are created equal. This crew doesn't just call a lot of flags in general. They have a focus, a specific tendency for subjective calls.
They do.
Especially, and this is the one to watch, illegal blocks in the back. The sources you sent show they average 3.2 of these specific calls a game. That's 42 of them across just 13 games.
And that specific call, the illegal block, it's absolutely deadly for Andy Reid's offense. I mean, that system lives and dies by quick hitting plays that need guys getting downfield and being aggressive.
We're talking about the RPOs, the screens, the jet sweeps.
All of it. The run-pass option, the quick screens, the sweeps. For any of those plays to pop for big yardage, you need a lineman or a receiver setting a block 5, 10, sometimes 15 yards downfield. That's what turns a 3-yard dump off into a 30-yard gain.
Right, because with an RPO, the whole thing relies on the offensive line firing out like it's a run play before Mahomes even decides if he's handing it off and throwing it.
Exactly, and that tiny window, that fraction of a second where a blocker is engaging a defender downfield, that's where Hotchley's crew lives. That's where they see it in fractions. So if the Chiefs blockers are even a little bit tentative because they're worried about that yellow flag,
the whole thing grinds to a halt.
the entire high-octane attack, which, by the way, is still averaging over 24 points a game, it just slows down. They lose that ability to manufacture explosive plays, and that is how the Chargers defense can absolutely handcuff them.
And this is where the personnel risk becomes really specific and, frankly, terrifying for the Chiefs. Rookie tackle Issa Pohl, third-round pick out of Oregon. He's making his very first NFL start on Sunday.
First start in this game against this crew.
He's got the size, he's got the agility, but he has zero experience protecting the edge in a regular season game. His inexperience makes him a red alert target for those exact blindside block calls.
It's a recipe for disaster. You've got a rookie tackle going up against one of the fastest defensive lines with the most technical, flag-happy officiating crew in the league.
It's a brutal combination.
It is. This is more than just a small concern. A rookie, even a really talented one, he relies so heavily on pure technique, especially on those downfield blocks. So those midweek film sessions Andy Reid promised, you have to assume they were just hours and hours of Pohl learning how to set those blocks legally right in the sight line of the official, because the margin for error this week it's paper thin.
Which brings us back to that crucial question. Is this just about the officials, or is this about the Chiefs' own discipline? We've been talking offense, but you see the same slippage on defense, too.
Oh, absolutely.
The Chiefs have racked up 91 penalties this season. That puts them 8th most in the entire NFL. That level of slippage, it's an organizational problem, and it just makes the risk so much worse when you face a crew like this. They're basically providing the kindling for Hotchley's fire.
And speaking of that defensive slippage, let's talk about Chris Jones, the All-Pro. He's been the anchor of that D-line. He's got 10.5 sacks already in 2025, but he's also been flagged in huge spots this year.
Roughing the passer, offsides.
All of it.
I mean, his aggression is why he's so great,
Yeah.
right? There's that quote in the material where he's joking about how sometimes the flags fly before the ball even moves.
Yeah.
It just perfectly captures that frustration from the D-line.
It does. But that same aggressive mindset, while it gets you sacks, it also leads to that extra half step over the line or that split-second late hit. And what's so critical to understand is that Hotchley's crew, they are consistent. If Jones gets flagged for a marginal offside early in the game,
They're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt later.
not at all. They won't give him the benefit of the doubt on a marginal roughing the passer call in the fourth quarter. The whole defense has to understand that this crew is watching them with a microscope, not a magnifying glass.
And if we connect that discipline problem to the bigger picture, this is where the whole dynasty narrative starts to wobble.
Right.
You look at their history. In their 3 Super Bowl winning seasons since 2013, the Chiefs averaged just 6.5 penalties per game.
6.5. That was the standard.
This year, they're averaging 7.0. That half a penalty difference doesn't sound like much, does it? But it represents this small but really significant loss of control of the precision that defined those dynasty years. It's a blip, but it's a blip that could absolutely derail a Super Bowl push.
So if the technical discipline is slipping, they need every psychological edge they can get. And that's where you look to Arrowhead Stadium, the roaring cathedral of chaos.
Yeah.
It's been their fortress since 1972. I mean, they hold the record for the loudest crowd ever at 142.2 decibels. That home field advantage is normally their safety net, right? That noise forces opponents into false starts.
Usually, yeah. The noise is their weapon. But the thing is, the history here shows that this particular crew, they don't seem to care about the noise. And they're not just picking on the Chiefs.
And that is such a crucial detail. You have to look at what happened to the Chargers in Week 4. Hotchley's crew called an insane 25 penalties in a Giants upset win at SoFi Stadium.
25. Wow.
And LA got tagged with 15 of them. Justin Herbert was under siege all day. So this tells you this crew is an equal opportunity flag thrower. They don't care about the team, the score, or the stadium. They call their version of the rule book.
Which means the Chargers are just as vulnerable to the whistle as the Chiefs are.
Exactly.
So that shifts the whole approach, doesn't it? It's not just about technique anymore. It's about mental fortitude. It becomes psychological warfare.
It does. And you can hear it in these simulated player voices from your sources. You have Patrick Mahomes with his whole legacy, his 3 trophies, and what's he emphasizing? Focus, man, 1 snap at a time. He's even talking up the rookie poll saying, the kid's got that fire. It's all about compartmentalizing. Forget the last flag, execute the next play.
And then you have the complete opposite approach from Travis Kelce, who's still putting up huge numbers this year.
Right.
He's got this defiant stance. He's saying they laugh at flags and that Arrowhead's going to drown out all the noise.
And that's the psychological tightrope they have to walk. It's fascinating. You have to have Kelce's aggression to win the game, but you need Mahomes' discipline to not cross Hotchley's line. It's aggression versus administration, and only perfect poise is going to win.
And this is where that incredible counter-narrative comes in. This is the crucial historical piece you shared. We have this fan memory from Mike from Lee's Summit, and he's referencing that huge comeback in the 2023 playoffs against the Bills. Down 24-0, they storm back to win 27-24. Now, why is that so relevant to this game?
Because, according to the source material, that game, it was also officiated by Shan Hotchley's crew.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And that single memory, that one anecdote, it just cuts through all the statistical dread. It proves that even when the penalty count is high, even when this specific crew is being trigger happy, if the Chiefs execute and stay mentally tough, the outcome isn't predetermined. It's historical proof that they have overcome this exact pressure before, on the biggest stage.
So maybe it's more about their own mental focus than the rest's tendencies.
It suggests that, that what Mahomes is talking about might be the bigger factor here.
So what does this all mean for you as you're watching on Sunday? We've covered the discipline, the offense's vulnerability, the rookie ESA poll, the history. The Chargers are 9-4. They are the hunters.
Yeah.
And the 6-7 Chiefs are just desperately trying not to be the prey.
The whole game, it just hinges on discipline. Specifically, can they mitigate that subjective illegal block call on the edge? If they can control their downfield blocking and keep the flags down, they can win. If they can't, the Chargers are going to win a war of attrition.
And based on everything we've looked at, the tape, the history, there's a clear prediction here for you. Despite all this risk, the prediction is the Chiefs snapped their skid.
Yeah.
Mahomes is projected for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco grinds out 120 rushing yards. But crucially, the prediction sets the maximum penalty threshold at 7 flags.
7, that's the key.
It's the ultimate key to victory. It's the proof that Andy Reid's midweek film sessions actually worked.
Yeah, and wrapping this all up, I think this game is bigger than just the playoff push. This is a massive test of the Chiefs' organizational discipline under extreme pressure. Can they finally get back to that Super Bowl standard of 6.5 flags a game or even less? This is a crucible moment. Their legacy this season might not be defined by points, but by their ability to maintain absolute poise while the yellow flags are flying all over the field.
Which leaves us with the final thought for you to chew on this week. Considering that powerful fan memory, that 2023 comeback against the Bills under this very same crew, how much does psychological resilience truly matter when you're facing the league's most flag-happy officials? Is it more important than simple technical execution? Is the deciding factor for this team going to be mind over matter, or is it fundamentally just technique over temperament? Something to think about as the Chiefs fight for their season.